takes Malawach?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm high on Jonathan Kuminga. We could talk about that actually. It's a Bulls thing. I'm high on him. I've watched him leading up to this, and the more I watch him, the more that I'm excited about it because Steve Kerr asked him to sit in the corner and shoot threes, and he's much more than that. Like this dude's 22 years old, and he was compared to Jaylen Brown coming out of college. He's 22. He's 22. Like, by the way, he's 22. Like he has a lot of room to grow. Davey, go ahead.
Yeah, no, and we know that Acme loves buying low, especially on young guys. I mean, that's why you have Josh Giddey in Chicago right now. Is he had his worst year because he wasn't playing the role that was made for him. So if they think he's going to fit this role, I definitely could see Kuminga being a Bull. Personally, I'm not as high on him as you are. I'm not a huge fan of his game, but it would make a ton of sense. He's not a guy I would hate bringing in. Just not my favorite option for what they can do here.
What do you guys think, Dad? What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I was one that said to go do it. Yeah. So right away, we should pick up Kuminga. If we draft the way it's going to, looks like we are, we got to make that happen. That's a good trade for us.
Okay. Neil, what do you think?
That makes us a contender in the East. Sorry, Neil.
I agree with you, Dad.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate Kuminga. I think maybe he could do quite well in the system in Chicago. But I guess it depends on what way we acquire him. I mean, if it's as some part of a Vooch trade, then that works. That works for me.
Yeah,
I'm coming off like a Vooch hater, and I'm not. I just think his time with Chicago is up.
I'll take that heat. I'm the Vooch hater, so if any hate you're gonna send to me, you send to me. I'm the guy who hates Vooch. The softest starting center in all of basketball. Bum. I said it. That was me.
I mean, he's what, number 2 all time in Bulls double history, or is he number 1?
Is he number 2, I think. Colin Murray Boyles has gone to the Raptors.
Wow. Let's go.
We're going to get him. I'm telling you. Oh, Jesus, I hope so.
This is crazy.
I'd make the trade right now. I'd move up to 10. It's 2 picks. You don't have to give up too much, I'm sure. I'd make the move and just make it happen right now.
Yeah, yes. 100%.
I agree. Because at this stage, you can just see it. It'll get to Portland, and it will go to Portland.
Yeah,
I'm gonna flip this chair. If we get Kama Malawach. I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Acme, if you're listening, do you hear what's at stake right now? Please, the people need it.
I'm gonna flip it. The guy downstairs makes noise all the time. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, we don't care, Roger, whatever your name is.
Yeah, whatever.
I have to try and contain myself because everyone's asleep in my house.
I don't actually know what his name is, Dad.
Yeah, I just picked a random name.
He's Asian, so I don't think it's Roger, but
you don't know.
Maybe it is. I can't believe this. I can't believe that Kama Malawach, we're at pick 10 and he has not been picked. I'm tingling. I'm tingling, guys.
Oh jeez, man. On stream, brother?
Dude. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was about to say.
So listen, how do we feel if Malawach isn't there? Would we go Derek Queen, or are you not interested in Derek Queen at all?
I don't like Derek Queen personally, but I'll give him a chance. I'd give him a chance, but I'm not a huge fan.
Do you have an opinion, Pops?
Sorry, I missed that. I was over here in the chat being stupid. What was that?
I was just saying that if Malawach doesn't fall to the Bulls, if he's picked up in one of the next 2 picks, would you be okay with taking Derek Queen as like a consolation?
Yeah, man. Queen just doesn't play defense, man. I'm a defensive guy.
Yes.
I have a hard time with that one.
He is a defensive guy. I can say that as my dad was my coach in football and basketball for many years, and if I didn't play defense, he was on my ass. So I have to say that, but I fully agree that I just don't look. I actually think that Derek Queen is going to be a star in the NBA. I think that he's going to be a really, really good player. I think that he's Zach Randolph. And imagine if you ask Zach Randolph to play with pace.
Oh,
Like, Zach Randolph, make sure that you hurry up and down the court and shoot quick in time, on the shot clock. Like, you're gonna not get the best of Zach Randolph in that situation. So that's why I don't think that Derek Queen is a great pick for the Bulls. Especially if Kama Malawach is there. I swear to God, if Kama Malawach is there and Derek Queen is a choice, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose it live here on stream. I'm going to go crazy.
I haven't been the bearer of bad news so far, Phil, but if there's one thing that the Suns really, really need, it is a big man. And Malawach makes the most sense to me. Now that we're here, let's talk about it. Because, we know they have Beal and Booker still. They're going to have to get rid of those guys, one of those guys at the very least. But, man, if you have those two, you have so much depth on the perimeter. To me, it makes the most sense here.
You're right.
But they might like Derek Queen, man. Derek Queen was a good player. Oh,
David's just looking out for your mental health, brother.
I was, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're okay. Like, I'm only
pulling
going to
you in off the ledge.
I'm only going to flip myself if we get to 12 and Kama Malawach is on the board and we pass on him. Mm-hmm. That will be when I lose lose it.
Well, then there's something going on, right? Something's up. There's something
that sucks
that nobody knows about, but they know, but we don't know. Something's weird.
The Laramie Tunsil picture is gonna pop up any second if that's the case.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You know what? If he smokes weed, I want to draft him more.
Okay. You heard it here first.
Someone that actually properly takes care of their body.
Now, here's an interesting thing to get you back in good graces, to get back in your good graces here, is the last time the Suns had an opportunity to draft an Arizona player over somebody who was much clearly a better prospect. They did take DeAndre Ayton and made it a whole big thing, like a whole big, we got our Arizona guy. Yeah, woo, go Arizona. Carter Bryant is still, I called him Thomas Bryant. Haha, I knew that was going to happen. Carter Bryant's still there. He does fit a need for them. It could happen. Carter Bryant makes a lot of sense for Phoenix.
They could say Derek Queen.
They could. They absolutely
could. I actually see the Suns like very much like a half-court team. So I feel like the Suns could really utilize Derek Queen. And if you're listening to this, and there's no chance they are, take him.
The good thing is that if you get past Houston, Portland definitely does not need a big. They are full of big men. They definitely need talent on the outside. They have, Avdia's their three, but after that, not a ton.
Bomb. The Charlotte Hornets are trading center Mark Williams to the Phoenix Suns for the number 29 pick tonight and a 2029 first round pick.
Wow.
What? The Suns just got their big man.
Yep.
But the Hornets, what are they going to do now?
Who gives a...
Shamsbob is correct. Good looking out, Neil. I didn't refresh fast enough. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. There you go. That does make things a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, as you meant, they definitely don't need a big now. That's a great pickup for Phoenix.
It means that we should have Kama Malawach in our grasps, y'all. That's what it means.
Woo, I'm gonna contain myself yet because stranger things have happened.
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
gonna
but
wait.
yeah, but I ride the roller coaster, my man.
Yeah,
I know you do. I know you do. I know.
How about I think my gut feeling now would be Carter Bryant here to Phoenix, and then I think Portland. I think Portland might shock people with this pick, but I could really see Portland going with Kasparis Yakajonas from Illinois.
So,
Really?
Malawach is gone.
Oh,
They've selected
oh,
Malawach.
oh,
See,
that's so
it's
tough.
Rockets. It's Rockets, though, not Phoenix. It conveyed, did it?
No, it's going to Phoenix. They just how the league works is it has to be the Rockets picked and
Okay,
traded.
so Rockets. Yeah, okay, from Phoenix. Okay.
What
So
is
he's going
Phoenix?
that
Oh,
makes no
Phoenix.
sense
What are
after
you-
that trade. It makes no sense after that trade.
I don't even. I'm not as high on Maluach as Mr. Phil is, as he laments the world. What are the Suns doing, man? What that doesn't? Why would you trade for Mark Williams to then draft Kaman Maluach? They're the same. What are we thinking?
I don't know. Ugh.
I'm
The
just
Sun-
I'm
the Suns are a
frustrated
mess.
from a basketball fan standpoint. I'm sorry.
Suns management is, I mean, they're a disaster, aren't they?
They're awful. None of their
Can't
moves
have
make sense.
anything. I can't have anything. I'm not allowed.
You can have Derek Queen.
Damn.
Hey,
it.
look, there's still plenty on the board. There's still plenty on the board.
I know, but I know, Neil, but like it was right there, dude. It was right
So
there.
close.
But see, that's why I wasn't going to get too excited before
Oh,
until we were on the clock.
You're right. But damn it, dude. Damn it. I'm okay. I'm overreacting, but like, oh my god, man. We were
It's
right
a hat.
there.
That blue hat's keeping his head cool. He's got it all together,
Oh, we were right there, dude.
man.
I thought we were one pick away. Like I had already counted the Suns out. I had already dismissed them. So that's
Yeah.
why it hit harder than screw off. Damn it.
That's a pretty solid few minutes for the Suns at the 5, though, right?
Yeah, there's no worry about them getting their minutes there, man. They are set for a long time. Man, it's so
Where's
for a
that
team
case
that has
mine
so
gonna go
little
now?
draft capital. They gave up so much draft capital for 2 centers.
Crazy.
James Jones masterclass.
All right. Okay, I've got to get over the Malawach thing because I was really hoping we'd get him. Anyway,
Yeah, you.
All right,
and me
where are
both,
we at now,
buddy.
guys? Who's our guy?
Regroup.
Oh, let's hear it. Is it Derek Queen or do you want somebody else?
Thomas
I prefer
Horver.
Asa Newell and Derek Queen, I think.
Thomas Horver.
Or Cedric Howard. Or actually, I'd take Saw. At least he got defense from Sorba.
Mm-hmm.
I like him.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm overreacting about Malawach because he was the number one guy on my big board. He was the number one guy. But I like a lot of big guys in this draft. I really do. I think that there's a lot of potential in a lot of the big guys in this draft. And in order, I like Sorber. I like Rasheer Fleming a lot. I like Danny. Look, Ryan Kalkbrenner. I think 12 is too rich for him, but I think that if you're looking for rim protection, that's a guy that blocked 3 shots a game in the Big East, and he's a 4th time in a row Defensive Player of the Year in the Big East. I like him. I also like Maxime Reynaud a lot.
Mhm.
I know Neil likes him a lot too.
Yeah, I do.
I like there's more here. I like Danny Wolf. I like Danny Wolf. He's very well rounded. I think I like him less than these other guys that I'm naming. Asa Newell, I like him a lot, but I'd like him more at power forward, and then I'd like to get a center alongside of him and move Matas to the 3. Same with Rasheer Fleming, actually. So yeah, I think that about does it for the guys that I do think are going to be good NBA players.
Okay. Wow. You're pretty high in the draft class then altogether. I definitely like that.
Yes, I am.
You know, Phil, I'll say this. I won't sit here and pretend. Phil is the draft expert of the two of us. He's done a lot of research. He has a really, really good video that isn't as relevant anymore now. But man, he put a really good video on this channel that you need to go watch, going over a bunch of the top prospects for this pick. So you hear all of his insight on all the guys drafted tonight there. But I wouldn't mind a trade at this point. I think you have to at least be open to that.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay. Another Shams bomb. The Portland Trail Blazers have selected Cedric Coward at number 11, and they've traded him to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Wow.
What?
Wow. What is happening in the NBA, everybody?
Yeah, what did they gain for that one?
The Grizzlies traded up for Cedric Coward?
Yeah, the bomb says the Portland Trail Blazers are trading Cedric Coward at number 11 to the Memphis Grizzlies. Sources said. And that's from Shams. So,
wow. Very interesting. Okay.
Well, listen, guys, all of the big men are on the table. Listen, I want to address a couple of the comments here. Acme had their chance. I did they? I guess they could have traded up, but like, I don't. But like, what are you giving up to trade up? Like, everybody says things like this. Oh, they could have traded up. Okay, what was the price? Because like, everybody says things like this, but if the price was Kobe White, how many of you would have been like, that was awful? You know what I mean? To move up a couple spots. So, we didn't have our chance. Like, Kama Malawach did not fall to us. If we pass on all these guys, if we take somebody like, I don't know, if we take the freaking point guard from Illinois, if we take him, I'll lose my mind. I will lose it right here on the channel because we don't need him.
I wouldn't be shocked, though.
Is he a good player? Yes. But we have Josh freaking Giddey, dude. So, Henry Gregory says it's got to be Essengay here. I'm fine with Essengay as well. I'm just not as high on him as other guys in this draft. So
I don't like Essengay. I'm not gonna lie.
What did I say to you earlier on today, Phil, on the Discord?
You.
What did I say?
You called
What
that.
did I say?
You said KJ.
Yep. Lithuanian local guy. It's going to be KJ.
I think so. My pick, if I were to guess right now, it would be him. Yeah.
Yeah. Kasparas Yakuchonis. Isn't that how you say it?
It's close. It's better than I could have done, man.
I can't say it.
Yeah, KJ works.
Oh my god.
My god. I think my
Neil's put a lot of time into studies as well, for sure.
Yeah, trust what Neil says. But I think Neil said that not because of how he evaluated him, but because of AK.
Yeah.
What about Behringer?
Exactly. He has AK written all over him. Behringer is an interesting enough prospect as well, but again, I think he's another player that's too rich for 12.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
But he's been sneaking up there. I mean, this week he's picked up even more steam than any kind of previous talk. In fact, Phil, you just had him in your last video, right?
Who's that?
Behringer?
Yeah. Yes.
How do you pronounce that? Is it Behringer?
I like him a lot. I actually do like him a lot. I don't love him at 12.
At 12, right?
But he's a guy that just started playing basketball 3 years ago. So for him to be this high in the draft process is a testament to how much potential that he has. He's a really high energy guy. He's a great pick and roll guy. He's a great rim runner and a great rim protector. He led his league in blocks per game. The only thing with selecting him is that you have to give him time. Like, there's a very, very real world where we trade Vucevic for whatever, and then he sits behind Zach Collins while he learns. Yeah. But we're not looking to win next year, like not win a championship. So I do like Joe, like I think his name is Juan Berenger from like a pronunciation standpoint. I would be stoked for that. I'm not gonna lie because I think that he has a lot of potential, and I could see the vision with him fitting alongside Josh Giddey. You just have to give him time.
The details are into that move for the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies are sending the number 16, a 2028 first round pick via Orlando, and 2 seconds to Portland for Cedric Coward. And the Bulls are on the clock, guys.
Bulls are on the clock. Bang.
I can't believe
Yep.
this. Yeah, if you guys get the pick, please spoil it. I don't care. Because I want to be online with our comments. If you see them coming up to announce it, please tell me. I'm confused on the Suns too. Part of me wonders if. Sorry, excuse me. Part of me wonders if Malawach is on the move. It's one of those picks that sometimes makes me wonder, like, ooh, like they worked something out with somebody, or they're in the works with talking with somebody. I'm not saying the Bulls either, and they made the pick because they think that they're going to trade him. So don't count the chickens before they're fully hatched. Like anything can happen still. In terms of that, because to get Mark Williams and then select Kama Malawach, that very much makes me think that like a team has already agreed preliminarily to trade up for Kama Malawach. So, just saying.
No, I think that makes a ton of sense. Yeah, I mean, it could be the Bulls for sure. There's no way around that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely can see them. I guess it just doesn't. But they've just
Okay.
Is
Casey
it happening?
Johnson has just tweeted Noah Asenge per sources.
Okay. Okay. I can vibe with it, but man, it's not a center though.
Do you know he's been playing really, really well in his playoffs in France, but it's not where I wanted it to go. Let's put it that way.
no. I'll go. Let's go ahead, Phil.
No, you first. Please.
Dude, man, to me, it's just like, dude, we see guys like this every year in the draft, and they never work out. What is Bilal Coulibaly doing right now in the NBA? Is he a superstar player after? Does he look like he's going to be a superstar player?
Who?
Exactly.
Asenge.
No, man. I just every year we get these very like mysterious European, 6'6" to 6'10" athletic guys that you're like, man, if they could put it all together, then they might turn into something. None of them have done it yet. Not one of them have done it.
I'm
underwhelmed.
I agree with that. NBA Draft.net, who I've used multiple times this year. Here's what NBA Draft.net has on Noah Asenge. Okay, so athletic. This is his strengths. Athletic and physically gifted combo forward with versatile defender upside. Standing 6'9" with a long frame. He's a fluid mover for his size, good feet and body control, particularly in transition or switching scenarios on defense, which that would fit Billy Donovan's scheme as far as switching. Defensively, he shows promise as a multi-positional stopper, mobile enough to hedge and recover and switch on the wings, while strong enough to hold his own on the inside. Active hands and strong sound instincts to have consistent steals and deflections, averaging 2 steals per 36 minutes during feeble play, blah, blah, blah. Defensive upside with good timing and lateral quickness. Offensively, he thrives as a cutter, a transition finisher, and a straight line driver. I will say, like, to fit with Josh Giddey, his offensive strengths, according to NBA Draft.net, makes sense because as a cutter and a transition finisher, that is kind of what you would hope would be with Josh Giddey. Possesses good body control. Come on, man. These ads are crazy. Possesses good body control and physically in the paint. Physicality in the paint. Shows sign of a developing turnaround jumper and short floater. Has worked with shooting coaches like Adam Harrington, and who has helped him smooth out his shooting stroke. I won't go through all of this.
Yeah. It doesn't do much for me, man. I'm not gonna lie.
His outlook says he's known for his team first approach. Essen guy continues to gain exposure through international play in professional minutes in one of Europe's most competitive systems. Noah projects as a high energy forward who can carve out a role at the NBA level as a defensive asset, rebounder, and a hustle guy. His athletic tools, effort, and positional versatility give him a solid floor as a role player, especially in a switch-heavy defensive system. To elevate his long-term ceiling, continued development of his outside shot, and overall offensive confidence will be critical.
Yeah, it doesn't do much for me. I do want to jump in a huge trade, not a huge trade. Big trade just happened with the next pick, though, because the Hawks traded 13 to the Pelicans, and the Pelicans are giving up number 23 and an unprotected 2026 first-round pick, which might be their own, and they're awful. That's an insane trade by New Orleans. That is shocking. Or no, it's New Orleans and Milwaukee. So I guess Shams is saying most favorable, meaning like they'll give up whichever one they prefer to Atlanta. I assume there's no way they give up their first round pick for this. I would assume. But yeah, man. Noah. I'm saying Bilal Coulibaly, Sekou Doumbia, Killian Hayes. He just matches that build to me too much, man. I heard those guys with that pick there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Neil?
Like I said, I'm underwhelmed. I mean, we put out a video on Noah Singay, and
yeah,
he would have been one of the ones that I was least interested in of all the ones that we did a deep dive on Serie GK. And yeah, I mean, he was also quite hard to get too much information and footage about because he was playing in Europe, and the information and the footage just wasn't there as much for him. So maybe he could be an interesting surprise. But look, he's a Bull now, so I'm going to get behind him, and hopefully we'll see something that we like. But yeah, I'm not exactly doing cartwheels over here.
What do you think, Pops?
Yeah, I'm with Neil. I saw that episode.
Yeah,
where he was reviewed. So yeah, so yeah, it's kind of TBD, right? I mean, there's just it's kind of one of these secret Chicago Bulls club. Got to be in the deep state to know what it's all about. I don't know.
Yeah, man, it's rough for me. Like I it's one of those things where like I wish I could be in the room, because if I could at least know that Kama Maluach was like they were like ready to take him, and then it didn't happen, and they had to move on to their next plan, I would feel a little bit better. I know that's like kind of a cop out, but like you know what? Who knows, man? Like,
well, you're still what you're still saying. I'm sorry, Phil, but what you're saying there is that you could be saying two things. You tell me which one. Are you saying that they had no plan after their first guy and they were surprised and knee jerked, or they know something about this guy that we don't? Right.
I would take door two. I don't think that they need jerked here. I really don't, because I think that there was a lot of fire to this. Like, Casey Johnson talked about Noah Essengay yesterday on his so it's not a surprise. Like, So from that perspective, I feel it's hard. I'm going to keep it real. Like, I'm not excited. At the same time, I'm not surprised. I knew no Essen guy or Essen gay. I'm gonna have to figure out how you say that, but like, is on the was on the table. And at the same time, like, I'm also like a big fan of let it play out, right? So I don't want to damn it to hell right now. Even though I'm underwhelmed, right? I want to see it. I want to see him play in the NBA, and then I will go from there. With that being said, I wish that Kama Maluach would have fell.
So close.
It's like if we would have passed on him to select this guy, I would have lost my mind. I would have probably would have been good for content. Would have literally gone off the rails. But that didn't happen, and at this point, it's like, okay, I want to see him. I will say this guy had a great habit of being able to get to the line. In the league that he was in, like, what was Neil? Do you know like how many times he got to the line in that one game? It was like one game where he got to the line a lot.
I don't have the exact figure on it. No.
He according to NBA.com, he took 290 free throws last year and 272 point attempts. So he gets to the line a lot.
Yeah.
So that if you're looking for something that he is elite at or better than prospects at, he knows how to get to the line, and you have to consider that overseas it's way harder to get to the line than it is in the NBA. Like in the NBA, like a butterfly touches you and you get to the line. So,
this guy's got quick feet. Is that?
Yes. Yeah. He does.
Yes.
He's averaging 5.8 free throw attempts per game.
And that's a lot overseas because like they play a much more physical game than we do. So
yeah.
Well, I like the sound of that. What, if I remember correctly, the big thing was the unwillingness in the C-Red UK review, the unwillingness to have a project, that he was not very polished.
Yes, exactly. And that's the fear, isn't it? You want somebody who can come in and fit a role straight away, or at least as close to that as you can possibly get, especially with a team that is mid and doesn't want to pick a direction either way. So it's going to be kind of, for me anyway, it's the kind of player that's going to keep us mid for this season anyway.
Yeah.
Good way to put it. Very good way to put it. Doesn't make a difference either direction.
Doesn't move the needle enough for me.
No.
And the opportunities now, right? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, at least from the current vantage point, I mean, things shift, in the offseason a tad, but right now we see the East as obtainable.
Yes. I think that our hopes should continue to lie on Josh Giddey and Matas Buzelis. I know that's not exciting for people on draft night. I understand that. But at the same time, I believe in the 15-6 ending to the season. Like, those teams are trying to win. There's a very real chance that this guy ends up being the long-term answer at the 3 versus what we had before, right? Like, we were starting guys that were not small forwards. So from that perspective, I again ask like people to let it play out before you go off the deep end. I see a lot of Derek Queen stuff here. Guys, Derek Queen didn't fit our team.
He doesn't fit an NBA. He's not an NBA. I mean, he doesn't fit NBA style of play. You've been spot on about that all night, Phil.
Thank
Well,
you.
he's been selected by the Hawks.
Yes. And even that, like, it's like Trae Young fitting alongside him. I don't see it. Like, Derek Queen is going to be good, but at the end of the day, like, you want him to fit the style of your team. And Derek Queen did not fit our style. Like, he is a half court, slow the pace down, throws him in the post. He's another DeMar DeRozan. And I get it. If you're a DeMar fan, I understand. But, like, I'm not personally a fan of a guy that's going to take up more than half of the shot clock to get his shot. So I mean, he was 10 on my big board. I've never been big on Derek Queen. I'm not going to pretend that I've been big on Noah Essen guy. But, guys, you have to understand, like, Derek Queen doesn't fit our team. Like, I know that he's going to be a good player. But please understand, like, did you want him to limit everybody else on our team? Because that's what he would have done, in my opinion. Do you want him to limit Kobe White? Do you want him to limit Josh Giddey? Do you want him to limit Matas Buzelis? Because we play a fast-paced style of basketball, and that's what they say that Noah Essen guy represents, is that he can finish in transition. So you have to. I'm not saying that you have to buy it all the way, but you have to understand, like, for Derek Queen specifically, he wasn't going to fit the style that we're trying to play, and that's just it. So,
No, spot on, Phil.
I agree. And the Spurs have selected
Carter Bryant.
Carter Bryant.
It's just
Carter Bryant.
such a Spurs pick.
Really is a Spurs pick, man. They are. I'm telling you, man. I think right now, if I was a betting man, I think they'll be the 1 or 2 seed in the West this year. The only thing that stops that is, I think, a Wemby injury. But I really like what they're doing right now. And of course, when you get Victor Wembanyama, it's a lot easier to be aggressive and go after all these guys, especially when you have them on this rookie deal for these next few years. But kudos to them for doing it. You know, a lot of teams might still not make the moves they've made and not been as aggressive, and they've been very aggressive. So kudos to them. Hats off to them. They're going to be a real problem in the West. I really like them versus OKC for a very long time in the Western Conference. There, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, I think San Antonio, man, they just continue to do it. I'm actually, like, somewhat surprised that they didn't get Cooper Flag in this draft.
Brother, they were close.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were.
It felt
That would have just been crazy.
like I did, like, now in my rebuild series where I put on the fantasy GM hat. I'm doing fantasy mock drafts now where I take someone with the pick that we had. I guess now I'm just going to have Noah Essengay, so that's not going to happen anymore. But they in that first one that I did, the Mavericks took Dylan Harper, and to think about Cooper Flag with Victor Wembanyama, it's not fair, man.
No, that'd be insane. I'm happy. If the league was really rigging that draft lottery, it would have been to the Spurs. That would have been an insane pairing of those two. My goodness. But I do have some things I need to work on because I have some content coming for just another year Chicago Cubs tomorrow that you can check out if you're a Cubs fan while you're watching all this Bull stuff. You might also like the Cubs. So I am going to bow out for the rest of the evening, guys. But it was such a wonderful time seeing you all. I'm found on Twitter at Davey.17. If give me a follow there, I'll be happy to follow back to anybody I'm not following to that's in the stream right here. Give us a look at Professionally Profane. Give us a follow there on our website and on Twitter there. But I really appreciate y'all having me on tonight. Thank you so much. And hopefully we have some good news of some big trades coming soon or a really good second round pick, y'all.
100%.
That's good.
Good chatting,
guys.
Davey.
See you later,
Go
Dave.
fuck yourself. No, I'm
Stay
just
red,
kidding.
buddy.
I'm just kidding. Wow, he just logged off from that.
He took it and went.
He knows I'm gonna text him about that, but just
I
kidding.
can't believe he bowed out before me. It's like nearly 3:00 in the morning here.
Davey's awesome, but Neil, do you have to go as well? Because that guy, I know that you might have to.
I am. I will duck out as well. But it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for having me on. I really enjoyed it. And you can find me or check me out at C-Red UK. You'll see all our stuff there and on the YouTube channel. And there is a video on Noah Senge if you want to go and check that out as well.
There is, and now, just just believe a little more. Like, I'm just bullshitting, but oh, sorry, excuse my language, but yeah, absolutely go check out C-Red UK. Like everything they've done for this draft has been amazing, and Neil and everything he's doing for that channel is awesome. If you're a superhero fan, he's been doing a series called "What If the Chicago Bulls Were Superheroes," and it's really fun.
It is good.
Yeah, really fun. He even has images of these players and what they would be if they were superheroes. So, highly recommend it. Anybody that's watching, please go check out C-Red UK because they are awesome, dude, and they deserve more eyes on their product. So,
100%.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Listen, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of the draft, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for the chat, man.
Take it easy,
Good
brother.
to see you.
And then there were two.
Then there were two.
But hey, there's not just two. There's 620 people in this chat right now, and I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. If you're a Bulls fan, I know that you might be a little bit bummed out right now, but listen, let the man play. He's an overseas player. Let the man play here and show what he's got before we trash him, right? Because I firmly believe that how we treat a player does matter. Like, these players are normally, like, you want to say that they shouldn't be looking at social media. Like, it's easy for you to say. Like, a lot of these guys are looking at social media. So, Bulls fans, I call on you to be positive and to give this man grace, and don't freak him out before he even takes the court for us, man. Like, be positive, be supportive, and if he's not good, you could do your thing then. But for now, I call on you to be positive, guys. I call on my followers, my fans, to be positive, because that's what we do on this channel. We're positive, we're optimistic. We love the Bulls, and we want this guy to be great, right? So we're, just keep that in mind.
100%. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. I'm definitely curious. I guess if the unknown gives you a little bit of hope, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, so Uncle Kevin just texted me, and he says he likes it.
Yeah, good. Well, Uncle Kevin, he definitely does his homework, so he's probably he's probably onto something there. I can't say that I've done any kind of research. I'm leaning on Neil for that for sure in that episode on C-Red UK where
I think Matt actually reviewed him, and so
Matt was the one that dug in. Yeah, and Matt has a more of a glass half empty
a pessimistic
approach, and Neil was the glass half full guy. So
yes,
yeah,
100%, man.
Uncle Kevin's the glass half full guy. So
yes,
for sure.
Yes, absolutely, man. And he wasn't on here, but Matt stepped away from C-Red UK. I want to make it clear to everybody here that we love Matt, and we appreciate everything that he did for the Chicago Bulls. All of the content that he did for the Chicago Bulls, and at this point, like, I want to hear from you guys. Like, there's 647 people in here, so like, talk to us, man. Tell me how you're feeling, and we'll talk about it. But I think me and Dad are on the same wavelength where we're, I guess, underwhelmed is the word, man. Is that the word? I think that's a word. I don't know, man.
My guess is AK and his scouts feel that this kid's style of play fits what they're shooting for. Probably has a lot of high energy. It's promising that the whole discussion on penalties, obviously, his footwork inside must be really it must be unique. So we'll see. So I'm curious. I'm really curious on seeing this kid play.
Absolutely, man.
Serber went to OKC, man.
That,
Rich get richer.
ain't that the truth, man? Ain't that the damn truth?
Is Caruso a 1-year contract there, or is he
He resigned
he up, or is he resigned?
for a big contract. One sec.
Their defense is going to be better.
Yeah, he resigned for a big deal. 4-year, $81 million. So he's making $20 million on average.
It's a good dollar for Caruso.
It's a lot, but like that's also why like the Bulls fans like lament very heavily over what we could have been with Caruso. It's like, listen, guys, we weren't going to re-sign him for $20 million a year. Like, why? Like, he doesn't fit the timeline. Like, he's not. By the time he's done with that 4-year contract, he's going to be like in his mid-30s, and it's like that's not what we are looking for at this time.
Right.
But I'm reading some positive posts on X. So yeah, I mean, honestly, Noah Essenguy is not. It's not out of nowhere pick. Like, this isn't a guy that like we chose and nobody thought that he was going to go this high. Like, Noah Essenguy has been in this range. He has been very, very highly speculated in this range. My question is, what are we going to do at center? Like, what are we going to do at center? Like,
so it
I
feels
thought that-
like, yeah. So
No, go
are they
ahead.
going to ride Vooch's contract out then? You know what I mean? And if there's any trading done, it's a guard. You know,
Yeah.
it's Kobe or Ayu, whatever, somebody like that.
Preston just messaged me.
What did he say?
Hold on. For everyone, Preston is a younger member of my family. By younger, I mean he's like, yeah, he is a basketball player. He's a baller.
Mm-hmm.
Says, what do you think of this guy, this Noah guy? I wanted Malawach, but if we didn't get him, and we didn't, I wanted Danny Wolf out of Michigan. I made a kind of pros and cons list to the guy we picked up. I'm gonna tell him to give it to me. Where are we at in the draft? Are you watching it right now?
Mm-mm. No, I lost the stream. I was trying to get it back, but never could.
I can send it to you if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Where do you want it, in your email?
Yeah, that's fine.
Everybody in the comments, talk to me. Talk to me, man. 659 people here. I appreciate all of you tuning in. And we're here to be optimistic. We're here to be positive about what we did. And I know that Noah Essengai is not the player that we all maybe hoped for, but Kama Malawach was gone, and we got to deal with what we got. So let's be optimistic about it.
So let's pretend the number 12 draft pick makes the starting lineup. Who's on the floor with him? Giddy, Montaz, who else? Who's where? What's the lineup?
With Essengai?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had Giddy, Kobe, Essengai, Matas, and then we have our center, which I guess for now is Vucevic. So like that's our starting five. I mean, I actually don't think that Essengai is going to start at first. I think that it's very likely that
it's a project.
Yes. Like, I think it's very likely that Lonzo, I'd really like to see Lonzo start if he's healthy, obviously. But I really like Lonzo alongside Giddy and Kobe because I think that he makes the right plays at all times. And I think that he gives the guys passes in, scoring position. And so
to me, I was kind of disappointed in Lonzo this year, and I'm sure it's not his fault. It felt like he was coming back, and then he really didn't. And it was just like he was pretty much a non-factor. So for all this talk about trading him after investing in all that time in rehab and makes no sense to me. Like closing the circle with him properly feels like he contributes in some meaningful way before he hits the door. So I don't know if that's really going to come to fruition, but that's how Lonzo Ball feels to me. So either we're getting something good in a trade for him as return on investment. In other words, we did right by him. So how does the Bulls how does the universe pay the Bulls back for doing right by Lonzo Ball?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is like, are we going to reap the rewards from re-signing Lonzo Ball? And I think that his contract does lend itself to that. Like, he's getting $10 million a year, which is very cheap for Lonzo Ball. Like,
sure.
for the quality of his play, when he's on the court. But at the same time, he's got to be on the court.
Well, that's it.
Yeah, so it's tough with Lonzo. Like, he's a great part of any trade scenarios. He's a really great part of any trade like offers. But when it comes to his long-term future here, I just don't see it. I really don't see it. But that's the tough thing about tonight, man. I would have really, really loved to get Kama Malawach, and then the players that we had left over on the roster. Like, I could have done the mental gymnastics to get to us being really good, because in that potential lineup we have Giddy, Kobe, let's say Lonzo Ball, right? Because Lonzo Ball is really long, he's really tall. He could play the three. He really can. And then you have Matas, and then you have Kama Malawach, right? You could have seen, and then you have Werther off the bench, as well as Io DeSumo. That's another guy. Like, you could have had him starting at the three. But now with Noah, I mean, it's tough to say, man. It's tough to say. Like, Yang to Portland. Wait, on my screen it says Yang to the Grizzlies. Did they trade for him? love to know. Like, what do you know what, Dad? While I have you here, I'd love to know what you think about Giddey. Talk to me about Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey?
Yeah,
And his
talk to me
play?
about him. Yeah, talk to me about what you think he could be.
Well, I like his creativity. Definitely like his composure. He's definitely doesn't. The moment doesn't overwhelm him, so he's not. That's not going to be a problem. So, him and Montas both impressed me in that way. Versus Kobe, that's what everybody talks about. Kobe. It's like in the moment, where are you? And if you're not going to be there, then it was sort of like Levine was that way sometimes too, right?
100%.
So yeah, I like that. I'd rather go with guys that's not a factor, and that's the foundation, right? That's foundational trade, that you don't have to worry about that all of a sudden when the lights get bright, they go dim, right? So
I had to bring it up.
Yeah, The Bachelor.
Dad,
The Bachelor wants to talk about the Heat.
Let me sick you on.
He let Butler get away, man. Come on. What are you going to do without Jimmy?
Dad, get him. Get him. Get him.
I mean, it's that's what happens when senility closes in on the advanced age administration and the Heat, right? Everybody's way past retirement. So I guess the Bulls have a little bit of that going on at the top, but I don't know.
Yeah,
some younger minds in that franchise.
Yeah, I yeah, I'm you know what, Jake, I'm here to not take any of your crap. Jake, the Heat suck. All right. You know what? Hey, Bulls fans in here. We got 678 people in here. This is my good friend Jacob. I say good friend. He's my best friend. I've known him since I was 5 years old. But this guy is a fair weather fan. No, I'm just kidding. He's not a fair weather fan, but he's been a Heat and a Patriots fan. So please, can I get comments? Please comment and tell this dude that his fandom sucks. And you know what? It's his bachelor's party this weekend. I'm going to be attending his bachelor's party this weekend. So I want to know. I want you guys all to tell me how this dude needs to find a new team to root for. And if you don't, that's fine. But like I at least had to sick the dogs on this dude because he gets to brag on me all day. He gets to brag about how his Heat are better than the Bulls all day long. So like I would love it if I had some backup from all of you. So, if you want to, that's great. If you don't, I understand. But Jake, screw you, dude.
Jacob is just George Bailey, right? He was born in Chicago and right away went and got a traveling suitcase when he was in grade school and was ready to move.
Yeah, man. Like he's never supported his local team ever in his life, actually. So I'm still looking at Yang Hansen as the Grizzlies pick. Like I feel like I'm behind here.
Send me that link, brother.
Damn, the Wolves took Behringer at 17. That's a great pick for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm not gonna lie.
Timberwolves need a spark.
So that was the pick after Hansen Yang here. So the last three picks were all centers. All centers that I liked for the Bulls. Maybe not Yang. I wasn't a big Yang guy, but Thomas Sorber, Hansen Yang, and Juan Behringer, 1, 2, 3, for picks 15 through 17. The Spurs took Carter Bryant. I mean, overall, I will say, like, okay, the Bulls took Noah Essenguy. This is the review from CBS Sports. This is an upside swing, which is more than justifiable at this point in the draft. He's one of the youngest players in the draft and one of the best athletes in the draft. With his best coverage and with his court coverage and leaping ability. Sorry, very small font. There we go. He was playing pro in Germany and was impactful about the high level of international play. There was a lot to be encouraged about, but he has a lot to refine his game and add muscle mass to his frame. There's a lot of untapped upside on the defensive end and offensively, but he has a knack for finding ways to score and getting to the free throw line. They gave it a B. Bulls need to trade back into the first. I mean, I would love that. I'd love that personally. Like, what are you giving up? What are you giving up to trade back into the first?
Is that where Vooch comes into play?
It could. Very much could.
What centers are left that we're interested in?
I like Ryan Kalkbrenner a lot. I really like Ryan Kalkbrenner. I like Rasheer Fleming is still there. He's not really a center, but he's 6'9" with 7'5" wingspan. So yes, he's short, but he's got incredible wingspan. That's true. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Danny Wolf and Maxime Reynaud. Maxime Reynaud I covered. He's a center from Stanford. He averaged 20 and 10 last year. He's got a lot of potential. I like him a lot. And then Danny Wolf is probably the most well-rounded center in the draft. He averaged 3.5 assists a game at Michigan last year, and he's really solid. Like, I wouldn't mind trading back into the first for him. It just depends on what you're giving up for that. I feel like I'm gonna ask on X, like, someone to give me a better stream. Because are you watching on actual cable? Or are you watching a stream?
Yeah, I was trying to pick it up on Apple, but it wasn't. I don't know why. Sometimes I'm in a weird zip, dude. I get punished in my zip code here in Indiana for the Bulls market, specifically. It's like they're targeting us. I don't really understand all of that and why that's necessary. Because even if you, I guess maybe it's to push the ticket product, maybe. I'm not sure. But it's just strange to me that some things in the market can be available in some zip codes in Indiana and not in others.
I agree with that.
So I'm not sure.
So Romy, I'm surprised you like Kalkbrenner, because I'm only surprised because I know that you've given me some stuff. You haven't always liked my content. So are you a Kalkbrenner fan? Because I'm definitely a Kalkbrenner fan, 100%. I think he's a second rounder. I don't think that he falls that low. I would like him to. I really do. I would love that. I'd love if he fell to the second round. It feels like at this point, like that's very likely. Like there's a lot of guys that I really enjoy that it feels like are going to fall. All right, man. Let's see. I love the pick by Minnesota, by the way. It gets Juan Behringer. I think he's a great fit for them.
Yeah.
He's a lot of potential, man.
I agree.
He could really do a great job. Like they have Rudy Gobert, who you might resign, but like his Juan Behringer is Rudy Gobert, but like with a lot with longevity. I don't know if he'll ever be as good as Rudy Gobert, but Giannis Cohen Niederhauser, second rounder. I'll have to look him up, man.
So the draft room gave Bulls kudos on the pick.
What did they say? Do you know?
No, it goes right in the middle of this draft range and is really nice pick for the Bulls. He's going to take some time, but he's got unique size, athleticism, and has a chance to be really good. I like what the Bulls are building, and adding this type of high energy big forward is a really nice move.
Like I said, like he has potential. Like he was mocked around this range, so it's not that crazy. It's really not.
Right. So riddle me this. So there's a lot of talk about Behringer being picked too high at 12, and he ends up being picked at 17.
Yeah.
Is it so when I think about that in NFL terms, and maybe it's my ignorance of NBA draft and salary, that's an equivalent. It's almost equivalent, right? In the football world, salary wise, I know there's some subtle stair stepping going on there between each number, but overall, it's kind of the same. That landing zone between 10 and 20 is like considered a similar tier. So is it really that different of a tier moving from 12 to 17 to make it justifiable to draft Behringer at 17 versus 12?
I don't think it's that. No, I really don't. I feel like when you're in double digits, like my opinion is that like you take a guy that's going to fit your team and it's going to fit your long-term vision. Like if you think he's going to have potential, then I think you take him. I don't see the big difference between taking someone at 12 and taking someone at 17. Although draft experts will tell you different. Like they will very much tell you different. Yeah, I mean, like Romy said here, I've seen Noah mocked as high as 9. So at the end of the day, like if they're a talent,
no one's saying this guy's going too high. No one's
No.
saying that. No one's saying. There was a comment on one of these guards earlier in the draft that he was too small, but no comments like that on this guy.
No.
What happens to P. Will now, right? Does this guy push P. Will, or is P. Will out the door?
Well, he's not out the door because we paid him. Like he's got a 4-year.
Yeah.
He's got 4 more years on his deal at $18 million on average. So whether or not he sits on the bench and does nothing is another question. Like, does this guy limit his minutes? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. I think this is a.
What you hope is that since he's a development, that he, although he's developing, he creates competition and P will gets motivated, because a lot of the sentiment is that he won't realize his potential till he changes jerseys. So if we're gonna ride that contract out for the length that we signed him, then we got to find a way to move this kid and make him play to his potential.
Agreed. Chad, I mean, talk to me, man. If any of you have opinions on Noah Esseguy, I would love to know. But I would agree that like this is a pick that you'd like to challenge Patrick Williams. You'd like him to, make him work harder. But at the same time,
it's a mystery on what motivates that kid, right?
Yeah.
When the team changed over, he picked up, and it felt like he saw his moment, right? But then it faded as quick as it came.
Yep.
I don't know.
Ooh, so Washington apparently took Walter Clayton Jr. That's a pick. That's a Washington pick. I haven't heard anything about this guy. Not a thing. And you still have this is when you still have the point guard from Illinois on the block. Like you still have what's his name? Oh my God, Google is so annoying right now. Okay, Kasparis, Jack Jonas. Yeah, I don't. He's still on the board though, and he was slated to be taken much higher than what we're at right now. Like for Kasparis Jackionis to not be taken yet is quite a development, especially for someone like Walter Clayton Jr. to be taken over him. Oh, and then the Brooklyn Nets took Nolan Traore from France. Wow.
Never heard of him. Do you know him?
No, never heard of this guy. No. If I'm being honest, I really don't think that the Bulls are gonna. It's hard to believe that the Bulls are gonna trade back in, man. It really is. If they did, like, who would they trade with, and like, what would they want?
Yeah,
I'm looking at the rest of it.
I was just looking through the list of who's left here.
There's really not, when the Suns are at 20, there's really not another team on the board that would want Nikola Vucevic.
Yeah, that's what I was noticing.
Maybe the Celtics.
No, man. It feels like the Celtics are rebooting.
Which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with the Boston Celtics? Like, they got eliminated early last year, but like it felt like a freak thing because they weren't healthy.
Right.
And then they decided to hit the reset button. Like, in a weak Eastern Conference, like, why wouldn't you run it back?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, injuries are going past next year, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to be healthy to start this next season anyway.
True.
So maybe
but
they're just like, hey, let's see what we can get, because we're gonna just go through another frustrating loss.
It's quite possible. Oh, here we got somebody commenting. Hold on.
Tatum's out all next year, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they're not doing the Chicago Bulls Lonzo Ball thing. It doesn't sound like they may not be able to do anything with Tatum or anything like that, but they may with other players that are there because they're ready to win now. They're no longer going to win now, so maybe that's their thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Infinite Streams United here has exciting positive language there. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's.
I love it.
Yeah, maybe he's put his eyes on this kid.
I love it.
So it feels like another sneaky big win for the Bulls, similar to last year. So the Bulls have some special non-U.S. college-based magic going where none of their college scouts can find any talent, but all the scouts watching other leagues and overseas talent have their shit together. I don't know why it is that somebody really not talked about gets drafted by them. That's 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I I know that he was expected to be taken around this area, so like I'm not too blown away by it. I'm just surprised that it wasn't a center. Like I really feel like this was the draft to get a center, and so I'm very surprised by that aspect of it. 100%, man.
So we pick a center tomorrow then.
It's quite possible. Yeah. I honestly, I really don't
be a development thing for sure.
Yes. I now, well, if you get if a guy like Ryan Kalkbrenner falls to the second round tomorrow, or Maxime Reynaud, like that's not development. Like that's two guys that are ready to like play ball right now. Oh, they're on to the Miami Heat. They're on to the Utah Jazz. I mean, who did they take? Yeah, dude. If we got Maxime Reynaud at 45 tomorrow, that would be incredible. Hold on. Yes, Malak would be awesome, but Suns get that dude. Yes, agreed. Maxime Reynaud could be great for dude. I'm telling you right now. Oh, hey. The Miami Heat take KJ. The Illinois point guard that we were talking about.
Well, there you go. Jake should be happy. Is Jake an Illinois fan? He can't be, right? Eastern guy. He's got to hate that pick, right?
I don't think he really has it. Well, his college team is Oklahoma.
For football or basketball?
Jake. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean Jake's. I mean, in college, he's a Oklahoma fan.
Doesn't write his own. He's Steele. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I would actually agree with you, Jake. That's a steal.
Yeah, a lot of people love this kid.
I've seen a lot of people have him in the top 10.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's great. The home of Tony Romo.
That's what Jake said.
That's fact.
Yep.
Well, at least you had a moment in the sun. Not everybody has a moment in the sun. Not every college. And it happened in your lifetime.
Yeah, faith is here. Hold on.
No,
I mean,
he's got Secret Service scouts, man. He doesn't. I don't know. There's something about that with AK.
I mean, I wouldn't say always. Like we had Matas Buzelis last year, man.
Yeah, listen, he was G League, right? So I don't know. I mean, it just seems like he's kind of like he's a big fan of finding talent through his channels versus normal channels or what everybody else seems to be doing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody ever guesses in advance who AK is going to draft.
No. Yeah, agreed. Infinite streams.
guess so.
Listen, dude. I mean, listen, Faith. Like, it's not like we took somebody that wasn't expected to go in that range. Like, a lot of people had Essenguy slotted for that range of picks. Like, I seen a lot of mock drafts that had him selected in front of us. So, like, it's not that crazy. Like, KC Johnson mentioned 4 guys yesterday. He mentioned, in order, he mentioned Juan Behringer, Derek Queen, Noah Essenguy, and Colin Murray Boyles. I gotta be honest, like, I'm glad, I'm happier getting this guy than Colin Murray Boyles. Like, I'm not confident that Colin Murray Boyles can average 2 points in the NBA. Like, he's not. He doesn't do anything on offense. I mean, I understand like Bulls fans' frustration, but like, I'm frustrated from a vantage point that I would have liked to take a big, because I think this is a really good draft for bigs. But like,
I think that's it more than anything, right? Is that nobody was really, everybody was kind of like, for sure we're going to pick a center, right? And then everybody, if you weren't talking about a center, you were falling back talking about some guard because everybody was so worried we'd draft a guard again. But nobody was talking about any other position, really. So that in that way, it's kind of like, wait, what? You know?
Yes, and honestly, like, tell me, like, who's our 3 of the future? Who's our small forward of the future? We didn't have one. Like, we did draft for need.
Yeah.
Like, our draft needs were a small forward and a center. It's just that everybody had center higher up on the list.
Right.
So it's like we didn't have a small forward of the future. So, like, it's not that crazy. Like, this isn't some guy that nobody, like, heard of before. Like,
Right.
He's been in conversations. Like, I've seen draft videos about him. Offense wins games, but defense wins championships. Every player can ball, but we need more two-way players. Essenguy is like that. CMB can be okay. Essenguy is more logical for our needs.
So this guy brings his footwork translates on the defensive end as well, then, huh?
Yes, he is very, very versatile on defense. Yes, 100%.
I'm in. Let's see.
You told us the Bulls are in the win now. Did I? When did I say that?
We're going to compete now. That's for sure.
Yeah, like
there's opportunity in the East.
Yeah, like we can still make the 6th seed.
What's this kid's
Noah.
age?
Good question. Hold on. Dude, he's 18. He's a kid.
Yeah.
And he knows how to get to the line. Like, this is a guy that's going to get to the line in the NBA. Like, I respect that. Like, listen, Faith, like I understand your worries. Like, I wanted a big too. But with that being said, like, Noah Essenguy he's not out of nowhere. Like, it's not like we picked some dude that nobody's ever heard of. Like, we've all talked about Noah Essenguy. Like, He's been out there. Like I understand like the frustration with not getting a big, but like Noah Essen guy has been in the lottery talk for weeks. He's been there. So we didn't come out of nowhere with this pick. Like we really didn't.
So I'm curious on what kind of scheme we can run so that Essinger can be there to help out Vooch. Vooch is going to be our big man. You know, what kind of double team schemes, given this guy's footwork and athleticism, can we? I mean, there's got to be a way there to kind of allow that kid to without that experience that we're waiting for as someone that's 18 and developing. How can you use his energy to positively impact where our weaknesses are? You know?
Yeah, 100%, man.
Well, the trade thing's interesting. Like we were talking about earlier. I mean, is this today and tomorrow the sweet spot for us to make a trade? And if we don't, does that mean that we're not going to, or we're going to get raped? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. Like it's hard to say. We have to let the rest of the draft play out. Because look, if we get to 45 and we get Maxime Reynaud or Ryan Kalkbrenner at 45, then we have nothing to worry about. We made the right move then. We took the best value at 12, and then we got our center at 45. So like, respectfully, like we have to let it play out. I understand like why people wanted to jump to take Maluach, but like it takes two to tango. Like we couldn't just tell them that we're jumping them. Like someone has to take the trade. So we could have tried, and they just said no. And if that's the way that it is, like, would you have rather not? What's that?
I mean, whenever. I mean, unless it's shared with us directly, what discussions were attempted, right? Sometimes you'll get that kind of feedback out of something, but you know.
Yeah, it's just like they might have tried, but like if they say no, would you rather keep giving up, like add more on to like? Would you rather give Kobe White up to move up one or two spots? Like,
I can't remember. Does AK share that kind of detail after a draft? That all his attempts and failures? He's not a disclosure that way, is he?
No. It would have to be. Yeah. No, we're not gonna know. We don't know. Like all we know is that this is what happened. Like we might have tried to move up, and if it didn't work, it didn't work. You know.
Right.
But
it didn't happen, so it can't. Might as well move on and talk about the possibilities, right?
Yes.
That's what I'm interested in, the dynamics. I'm interested in the early dynamics, like the kids developing. but you know, winning is important for this team. Getting past the play-in scenario, getting into playoff type scenarios, which basically means more regular season wins. How do we get there? How do we pick up some regular season wins so we can make the playoffs versus the play-ins? How do we do that this season, right?
Yeah.
How do we put a team on the floor and a bench rotation that achieves that goal? Because
Right.
you say what you want about Billy. I liked your comparison of Billy to
Doug Collins.
yes. So it's time for Billy to take him that far. He should be able to do that.
Yeah, I think the team we have now can make the playoffs, like 100%. Like, I don't put a lot of stock into a 1-game playoff. Like, we got to get to the 6th seed next year because I'm tired of these 1-game play-in playoffs.
No, we can't do play-in.
It's bullshit, man.
Yeah, we got to do playoffs. We have to have
Yes.
more games in the regular season. That's the goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that we're gonna do that. Like, I believe in the 15-6 ending to the season. Like, we gave Josh Giddey the keys to the car, and you watch the team and you see a much better product. Like, we're on our way, guys. We just have to be patient for it. Yeah, like, we can't show it right now because, like, the season hasn't started. But, like, if we start the season and we're in a winning predicament, I'm sorry, a losing predicament, and we're not good, if we're like 10 games under 500 by the All-Star break, I will swallow everything that I've said. I will come on here and I will admit my faults 100%. But, like, let it all play out for now. That's my statement to everybody else. It's like, let it all play out. Let's see what happens, and we can go from there.
Yeah, I agree. I think that my biggest fear, is probably the only thought I have left in me for today is
Yeah, you're good,
my
man.
biggest fear is if we make the playoffs, Kobe White being in charge.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
he makes poor decisions and shot clock decisions and shot decisions, and I just want, if we're gonna, we'll see how that goes.
I agree with you. Like, I'm in a tough spot where, like, if we trade Kobe, like, it better be for something good because he's worth something.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I depended on Kobe. Like, disappointed game. We watched him against the guys. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Like, Kobe White.
Right.
Kobe White let us down. Like, we depended on him. He was supposed to be our alpha scorer, and he did not do well. So that's why, like, I'm on board with trading him. It just has to be for the right package because he does have value. It's a tricky situation where, like, I believe in Kobe, but also, like, I'm willing to trade Kobe. But, like, if we kept him, I think that he can redeem himself. Like, at the end of the day, like, if we keep Kobe White, when we get to games that matter, he needs to come through for us, period. And it's tough because he is due for a contract at the end of the next season. So I think that everything depends on how we start the season. If we start the season 20-10, re-sign him because we're winning and we're a
Right.
good team.
I agree.
But if we start the season, 15-15, it's like,
Right.
I don't know, man. Like, we might want to trade you, but we have to make a decision by the trade deadline because you're either going to re-sign him or you're going to trade him. The worst thing you could do is let it ride and he walks for nothing. You cannot do that. It's bad business. So
No, if we hang on to him and the season starts, then I'm a fan of this thought. Ride Kobe till the trade deadline and get rid of him at the trade deadline when you've already squeezed out of him what he's good for. And then you can finish the year with someone else leading the floor that's not going to fold in the playoffs.
yeah,
Because some people just never can shake that. I don't know what it is about certain people do not perform well in the spotlight.
right. Some people are at their best when the lights are brightest, and some people aren't. And Kobe needs to prove that he's not a guy that shrinks. Because right now that's the book on him.
Right.
Jeremy, real quick, because we're about to get off. But Jeremy, real quick, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, but like everybody had Essen guy at this range. This is not an out of nowhere pick. Tyler Hero can go to hell. But Jeremy, Jeremy, I I hear you, but Essen guy is not a crazy pick. I've seen him in many mock drafts mocked ahead of us. So Essen guy could be a good pick. I beg you to just let it play out. I beg you to just let it see what happens. And if he sucks, we can dude, let's go ham. Let's trash him for it. 100%. Remember Zach? Oh, love that. Love that from Ball Guy. Remember Zachary? I can't say his name. Roshishier had the same stats as Essen guy. For anyone who doesn't know, Zachary Roshishier was the number 1 pick in last year's draft. Let Essen guy play. Let Essen guy play. I'm going to say it a third time. Let Essen guy play. And then we can judge him. Okay? But, Rishishe. Zachary Rishishe. Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, Faith. I can always depend on you. Yes, I agree with that. Like we're probably not going to get great minutes from Essen guy off the bat, but just let's let it play out. I'm not a big fan of instant reactions. Instant reactions are not. I know fans love them, but like, what if I sat here right now and said that he sucks, and then he came out in summer league and dropped 18 points a game, and then he came out in the season and balled out. I'd look like an idiot. So, will Essen guy get minutes? I don't know, but that's why I said, like, let's let it play out, and we'll judge it afterwards. We don't have to do instant reactions, y'all. We don't, but we do have a hole at the 3. We do have a hole at the 3. We have 2 holes. It's at the 3 and at the 5. So let's see what happens, and we'll go from there. But for me, my dad, if you want to sign off on anything, go ahead.
Oh, it's been an awesome time. Appreciate everybody's Bulls chat. It's been amazing to see everybody's opinion. That's for sure. Definitely, we're steering into uncharted waters with a pick with just lesser visibility for us Americans. So we'll see for sure. I agree with the curiosity part of it keeps me interested. So I'm not a hater here. You know, I'm just surprised like everybody else. So, but I'm not surprised in a hating type way. I'm surprised in a curiosity and see what this kid's going to bring. And just what else do the Bulls have in store to take advantage of this opportunity in the East and to win now?
Agreed, 100%. Because there is an opportunity in the East. Like, there's a lot of injuries. There's a lot of, the Cavs seem to be paper champions, and we'll see, guys. Like, I don't think it's as dire as everybody thinks. Hope the Bulls do more. I agree with that. I do hope that we do a little bit more. He's only 18. He's only 18. He's the youngest player. So that's an issue. Real quick, ball guy, real quick, if you're here, tell me, like, do you mean an issue that we drafted him, or an issue like that's like a reason not to judge him?
It's probably the first.
Give him a minute before we. It's a project, so
Yeah.
But like, listen, guys, is a project like? I understand for the project, but even though that there's an opening in the East, be honest with yourself. Are the Bulls going to win a championship next season? The answer is no, right? Like, it has to be. And Thomas here, I'm going to sign off with this. Bang. And ball guy says no.
Thomas has got the right angle. Good job, Thomas.
Patience, my friends. And I know that word angers people because we've been patient, we've been losing, we've been mediocre. I understand. But we also haven't had, before this offseason, Josh Giddey, 22, Matas Puzelos, 20 years old, Kobe White, 25. We have a young core, everybody. And now we have Noah Esengai, who is 18. He's 18 years old. He's so young. This dude can't get a freaking beer for 3 years in the United States. This dude is so young. Right? So if I told you what I was worried about when I was 18, it'd be insane. But yes, I understand. We've been patient. We have been patient, but we have a reason now to be patient for something that makes sense, and it is youth. We do have youth on the roster. We're not asking you to be patient about 30-year-old Zach LaVine, 30-year-old Nikola Vucevic, and 30-million-year-old DeMar DeRozan, right? We're asking you to be patient for guys that are actually young. So it makes sense. So, Bulls Nation, I understand this isn't what you wanted, but this could end up very good. So just let it play out, and we'll see what happens. But until next time, anybody that doesn't know, we have a Justin of the Year Pro Wrestling channel. My dad, who's on picture right now, and as well as Davey, who was with us earlier, will be streaming for Justin of the Year Pro Wrestling for Night of Champions this Saturday. If you are a wrestling fan, I highly recommend it. Normally, I would be with them. I'll be at a bachelor's party, but otherwise, at JAY_Pro Wrestling on YouTube, or at JAY_P Wrestling on X. But until next time, for my dad and myself, I will take it. Or I'm sorry, I am seeing red more than ever, baby. We are seeing red more than ever, baby. Let's go.
Peace out.